Bryan Wilburn, the shower can wait. The shower can wait. Bryan Wilburn.
Thank you, Contest Chair.
You're welcome.
It was 2014. I was leading a mission trip to Alaska in an area they refer to as the bush. Who calls an area the bush? Even the name sounds bad. In an area this remote, you can't get there by car. You have to take a snowmobile or an airplane. And not just any airplane. There isn't some nice United flight. Attention passengers, put your tray tables in the upright position. We'll be landing in the bush. No. The last area that made any sense was Anchorage. After that, it was smaller and smaller airports and smaller planes. Finally, it was the fur traders, the bear hunters, and us. Some of the greatest challenges people face in this area are isolation, loneliness, depression. One of our greatest missions then was to go there and be present with the people of the village. But as I sat there that day with 6 college students, 1 pregnant wife, and a priest, the last thing any of us felt was present. We had just received devastating news. The only water line to the entire town froze and burst. It was the first day of the trip. We still had days to go, and they started to feel like an eternity. The panic level was starting to rise in the room. How will we shower? How will we flush the toilets? What will we drink? I thought, give them some sage advice, Bryan. Hey, it's just like camping, except I hate camping. To quote my own dad on camping, why would you pay money to be a hobo? Not what they need to hear, Dad. But then a different voice, that quiet voice within, reminded me, when you're on mission, stay on mission. Then I said, look, we can worry every day, will the water come back or won't it? And ruin this trip. But we're not going to do that. Put this in your mind. We're not showering until we get back to Anchorage. At that moment, a peace came over us. At that moment, we decided the shower can wait. At that moment, we made a choice to be present. Friends, do you ever struggle to be present? Are there times where you would rather be somewhere, anywhere than you are right now? When was the last time you gave your full and undivided attention to the person in front of you? Why do we find it so hard to be present? Simple. We live in an age of distraction. On a given day, there are 1 million things vying for our attention, aren't there? We even have black belts in how to banish those distractions. Unsubscribe, block caller, sorry, can't talk right now. But distraction still comes. Distraction is such an epidemic. The firm Basics estimated the U.S. economy loses $650 billion every year due to digital distraction. And that was in 2008. Do you think we're more or less distracted today? Man, is it hard to be present. Hard to be present where? Present in the moment. Think how often you and I fail to be in the moment. When we're at work, we think, man, I'm just not spending any time with my family. When we're with our family, we think, man, I'm just not getting any work done. And when we're with our friends, we're on our phones. Hang on, I got to check this. Distracted when it matters most. I like to take my wife on dates. I know, unheard of. And when we go out, I like to look at the other couples there. And you're thinking, Bryan, if you're looking at the other couples there, are you present with your wife? No one's perfect. But I like to look because I like to think, is this their first date? Is this their 100th date? Is this their 50th anniversary? The sad thing is it doesn't matter how long it's been because I notice a common theme, and that's that they're all like this. They're this close, but they're a million miles apart. What are we losing in those moments? We're losing the ability to be present. And that's where life happens. Life happens in the present. Life doesn't happen in the past because the past is gone. Life doesn't happen in the future because you aren't guaranteed more than this day. Life happens right here, right now. Will you be present for it? It's easy when the moments are good. You crush that sale. You're driving down Miami Beach in your Mercedes-Benz, top down, of course, thinking, oh, if Bryan could see me now, I'm so present. But what about the hard moments? The water never came back on in Alaska, but I don't even remember how we smelled at the end of that trip. But I remember the memories we made with each other and with the people there because we were present. When we suffer, we don't want to stay in those moments, do we? When my dad died, there wasn't any way anyone could solve that for me. But I appreciate the people who didn't try to. They were just there and they were just present. Toastmasters, what's your shower moment? What needs to happen for you to realize this moment is your most important one yet? The people who need you to stay on mission, to stay present, aren't in Alaska. They're standing by you in the grocery line. They're sitting beside you at work. They're waiting for you at home. Don't live your life in distraction and look back with regret because the moment's passed. Choose right now to give your whole self to whoever or whatever you find in front of you. The shower can wait. Choose to be present.